So hello everyone, in this video we will be solving another LeetCode problem, and the problem name is n repeated elements in size 2n array. So you are given an integer array nums with the following properties. The nums length is equal to 2n and nums contain n plus 1 unique elements in it. Exactly one of the elements of num is repeated n number of times. So you need to return the element that is repeated n number of times. So this question is pretty much easy. I'll be explaining you the 4 approaches for this particular problem. There is nothing much to explain. We can directly see the code, because the code is like again an easy code. There is nothing much complicated, so we can directly understand the entire explanation with the help of code. So let us just directly see the code for all the 4 approaches, and we can understand in that way also. So yes. So the first approach will be the hash map approach. First with the map approach, where we can put elements inside the map, a key value kind of pair, x, y, let's say z, a. These are the numbers and these are its frequency. So whatever element has the frequency equal to n, we will just return that number. So first we are storing each and every element inside the nums with its frequency. Then we are iterating over the map, and at any point we see an element whose frequency is equal to n, we would be returning that particular number. So this was the approach 1 using the hash map. So second approach is we can use set, because there are total 2n elements and unique number of elements is n plus 1, and there is one element that is repeated n number of times. So we can say that the remaining elements, that is like there is only one element that is repeating n number of times. So we can say that the other elements, there will be no such elements which would be repeating. So we can simply use a set to keep track of what all elements we have encountered. If we find any element that is already present in the set, we can say that okay, this might be the element which is repeating n number of times. So not might be, this will be the actual element that would be repeating n number of times. So we can simply insert each and element inside the set, but before that we can check whether this element has already appeared in the set before or not. So if it is, then that is the particular element that is repeating n number of times, so we will be returning that number. So this is the second approach. The third approach will be the sorting approach. Let's say if the elements is given something like this, 3 3, so like this is in the sorted order. So what we can do, we can just sort the like entire nums array, and we can say that if the like n numbers are repeating, they will be all like continuously ordered. So we can just check whether the current number is equal to its next number or not. If that is the case, we will be returning that particular number, because we are sorting. So after sorting, everything will be sorted in the ascending order, and all the n repeating elements will be one next to each other. So we can just check any element which has next element equal to it. That means from here the repeating number starts, so we can return that particular ith element. So this is the third approach. So the fourth approach is pigeonhole principle. So you can use pigeonhole principle to solve this particular problem. So what pigeonhole principle says? Pigeonhole principle says that if you have n cages and you have n plus 1 pigeons, then there will be at least one cage which will be having one or more than one pigeons in it. Then only you will be able to cage each and every pigeon. So same thing we can say in this particular case as well. If there are 2n total elements and there are n plus 1 unique elements, and in that there is one element that is repeating n number of times, so there can be only 2 scenarios. Either those repeating elements are one next to each other like this, y, or that repeating element will be in alternating order, y, x, y, z, y, a. There can't be any other case in which we can adjust these repeating elements, except for one exception, that is in this case is of 4 length, in which we can say that there is one first element 9 then 7, then 6, then 9 again. So in this case only we will be having two elements in between, so in that case we can return the last element. Otherwise, in each and every scenario except for this scenario, in each and every scenario, either that repeating element will be one next to each other or it will be alternating like this. So we can simply check whether the current element is equal to next element, or the current element is equal to 1 next to its next element. So in that case we'll be returning that nums of I. But what about that exception, this exception, because this case won't be valid for this particular case. So in that case we can simply return the last element, so we'll be returning that particular last element. So these are the 4 approaches by which we can solve this particular question. First approach was the map, second approach was the set, third approach was the sorting, and the fourth approach was the pigeonhole principle. So with this fourth approach we can simply solve this particular problem. So yeah, that's it about this particular problem. So I hope you understand. Thank you for watching.